Hey guys, it's TJ here, RBT. First off, I just want to say sorry I haven't had a shave today, a little bit lax. But what we're here today is for the Cellulite Blueprint. So I'm just going to switch over there. We're going to talk a bit about cellulite, why we have it, how we get rid of it, and it's basically a bit of a whole plan on how to drop the cellulite in 12 weeks forever. So watch, please don't turn it off. Just watch it because this is for you. I did it for you because you asked for it. So enjoy. Okay, so as you can see here, we are on the Drop the Cellulite Blueprint, 12 weeks to a cellulite-free you. So what we're going to do is going to understand exactly why we have cellulite first, so we can understand, I guess, the makeup, and then we're going to go through it for a little while, so please stay focused. So what happens? So essentially, guys, fat pockets and fluid gets caught in between the weak collagen fibers. Collagen fibers basically run vertically in between the skin and the muscle layer. Now, the difference between males and females is the males run a bit of a cross pattern, whereas females run straight up and down. So when we gain body fat and increase our toxins, the fat basically sits in between the collagen fibers. So if you can see just here, just in the middle. So we see our collagen fibers just here. So before cellulite, they're running straight up and down and basically goes through the fat cells. Now, if we look here, when there's enlarged fat cells, they become a little bit weak and they get trapped in between the collagen fibers, which will pull the skin down and cause the dimpling effect. So this is why it happens. So it gets trapped in between those collagen fibers. Now, so as you can see the picture, the fibers create like pockets. So the fat gets trapped in between the pockets and in between the collagen structures, making cellulite appear. So what we do is we want to understand why it's in the lower body. So if you watch some other videos, you might have looked at lower body gaining body fat for females, and you would have heard a little bit of this, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail today. So the lower body houses cellulite, as this is where females are predisposed to gaining fat because of the alpha receptors. Now, females have 9 times more alpha receptors in their cells. Alpha receptors increase the fat storage process, whereas beta receptors essentially increase the fat burning process. So as estrogen tends to upregulate the alpha receptors in the lower body, this is where and why females gain more body weight or more body fat in this area, and what happens to be the first place where females get cellulite. So what's next? Basically, we want to decrease the alpha receptors, increase the beta receptors, decrease the estrogen toxic load, or is it not that easy? So first off, what we want to do is we want to actually decrease insulin. So this is the key hormone to stabilize and help drop body fat in the lower body. We also need to decrease chronic cortisol because in large amounts, this makes you hold onto fluid and therefore slows down the circulation process and holds more water in the pockets and aids in the cellulite appearance. Then what we want to do is we want to make sure we do our best to push the catecholamines towards the beta receptors and not the alpha receptors, purely because when they bind to alpha receptors, they slow down the fat loss process even further, but when they bind to beta receptors, they actually increase speeding up the fat loss process. So I know this is a bit of in-depth talk, guys, but we want to try and understand first. So we're going to tell you exactly how we do this type of stuff in a second. So when we look at how do we stop this, is there a plan? How do we do it? So we want to try and reduce the fat and fluid trapped in between the collagen walls, which it will help reduce the dimpling on the cell's surface. Understand you must do all of this, guys. You can't do one thing. You can't go, get like a bit of suction and think the cellulite's going to go away. If you don't do everything, it will come back. So first and foremost, we want to burn the fat. Then what we want to do is we want to strengthen the collagen fibers. So some machines can actually do this by disturbing the fibers and breaking them down into smaller pockets and reduce the dimpling so the fibers grow back stronger and can keep it away. We also have a low budget way of this, and this is what we'll be talking about today. We want to increase circulation. So we're going to look after the alpha-2 receptors, which are going to make you store the body fat in the lower body, as we stated before. So what we need to do is the receptors cause poor blood flow or poor blood circulation, which causes less fat burn in the area. Also, this is why your wraps and your spa treatments seem to work at times, because they work temporarily as they reduce the water that the fat pockets hold inside the collagen fibers. And that temporarily makes the cellulite disappear as it will flatten it out. But then when you rehydrate it, it all comes back. So some people get a little bit fooled thinking they need to do wraps all the time. It gets rid of the cellulite, not really, just dehydrates the cell. So we do have some low-cost circulation boosters to get this going also. Then what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen and tighten the muscles. Yes, you have to train. Having firm lean muscle mass under the skin will help you burn the fat and also help with the appearance of cellulite. So, burning the fat, how do we do this? We want to basically lower the insulin effect. So what we want to do is we want to drop the carbs unless they're green cruciferous type of carbohydrates. We're going to have 50 grams per day, a 7-day refeed cycle, which is similar to a cyclic ketogenic diet. That means we get to have like a bit of a cheat meal once a week. I normally tell people to have them on a Sunday night. And then what we want to do is we want to try and get some supplementation involved. These are all natural supplements, so don't be afraid. And there is a few, so there's some key ones that actually work more than others. We want to have some green tea extract. This bypasses the alpha receptors, and so does forskolin. This bypasses them, also directly activates the fat-burning enzyme hormone-sensitive lipase, so you want to take about 50 milligrams a day of this. We can have euhimbine. It only works in a low insulin environment, which is why we drop the carbohydrates. It also blocks the alpha receptors very well, so it stops them from making that slow fat-burning process. It is a mild stimulant, so you got to check with your doctor. It also works best on an empty stomach, and so does the one below it, synephrine. So it does exactly the same thing, and it also works best on an empty stomach. So take it in the morning before you work out, or after lunch before you work out, about 4 or 5 p.m. So 4 or 5 hours after your lunch. Now, exercise. What we want to do is we want to have short, intense exercise that creates a catecholamine surge, increasing the fat loss. So if there's a surge and we're blocking the alpha receptors, then the catecholamines actually bind to the beta receptors and increase fat loss. That's why we were talking about it before. So we want to have a combination of HIIT, high intensity interval training, HURT, which is high intensity resistance training, body composition training, be good if I could spell, and we want to do lower body strengthening based exercises. So that is basically how we burn the fat, guys. Then we've got to move on to how we strengthen the fibers. Okay, so what we're going to do is, like our low cost thing we said before, we want to do foam rolling. Now, it is like a deep tissue massage. It disturbs the collagen matrix and makes them stronger. Increases blood circulation to the area, which is great, which is what we want. And it also increases the fluid movement to help flush it out of the system. We want to roll out the front of the legs, the side of the legs, the back of the legs, and the butt. Now, what we want to do is we want to help, we want to take some bioflavonoids. This helps decrease the toxic load. It helps rid our cells of free radicals, reduces cellular damage, because in the damaged cells is more so cellulite appears, and it helps fight the cellulite. So cranberry juice, what I tell people to do is 200 mils in about 2 liters of water throughout the second half of the day. So after your first meal, coming into like 2 o'clock, start drinking your 2 liters of watered down cranberry juice over the rest of the day. Acai berries, goji berries, they are all great for this type of stuff. Vitamin C, so if we start supplementing with vitamin C, it actually strengthens the collagen fibers. At the same time, gelatin powder. This actually, if we make recipes with gelatin powder, it will actually build new collagen fibers and help build them. So that's exactly what we want. Also curcumin, this is an anti-inflammatory and also has a collagen building effect. So we can take some spices and make some tasty meals. Now what we want to do is circulation. We want to increase this baby. So with circulation, what we want to do is we want to get rid of the fluid buildup as we stated before. So because fluid builds up inside the collagen fibers, increasing the appearance of cellulite. So as the blood flows into the tissue, sometimes there is a leaking style problem where fluid moves into the tissue and comes out. And the problem is that sometimes not all fluid comes out when it goes in, and this is where the fluid buildup occurs and creates a bit more cellulite. So what we can do is we can increase magnesium and electrolytes, and this can help push the fluid through. Number two, what we can do is we can try and, number one, sorry, what we do is we want to do an infrared sauna. So like we have down at RBT, jumping into an infrared sauna, what this does, it expands the tissue and increases circulation to help excrete the toxins. Because the tissue expands when it's heated up, what happens is the blood vessels open up to cool down the area, increasing the circulation even further. We can do hydrotherapy, which is like hot and cold baths. So this expands and retracts the tissue, pumping blood through the area. So it helps heal and push the fluid out. So what we can try and do is do a 2-minute hot shower, jumping into a 1-minute cold bath. So just go back and forth maybe 6 times of each, and it's going to pump the fluid and it's going to help decrease the cellulite. Now, skins. So when I say skins, it's like compression wear. I should have just written compression wear because there's lots of different types of skins. What we look at here, guys, is they increase the blood flow to the area, especially when you train. So it's a great thing if you want to basically train in those, it will keep the circulation high and pump the fluid and help rid the cellulite. And also we want to do the foam rolling like we touched on before. Now, we're looking at the exercise. Yes, like we said before, we've got to exercise, guys. So we're looking at a bit of a weekly plan I've just done for you here. We have Monday, it's high intensity interval training. So we're doing that and our lower body strength training. We're doing our high intensity resistance training on Tuesday with some upper body strength training. And then basically what we want to do is go for a bit of a barbell complex on the Wednesday with a long slow walk. Some HIIT on Thursday, lower body again, HIIT on Friday, long slow walk. HIIT on Saturday, barbell complex after that, and a long slow walk on Sunday. So try this and it's going to help strengthen up that lower body. Now, to understand what I just said then. Now, the program basis of the lower body strength work is 6 big exercises in a giant set. That means you're actually moving from exercise to exercise. So basically it's 30 seconds in between each exercise. You want to 8 RM on all the exercises. Now what this means is you want to have a weight on there that you can do with good form through full range of motion, that when you get to the 9th rep, you're basically going to fall over. You can't do the 9th rep. That's how heavy it wants to be. Now we're going to do 6 sets of this. At the end of the total set of the 6 exercises, we want to rest 90 seconds before we go again. So we're going 6 times the 6 exercises. Now the exercises we're going to go through is a front squat, some sumo deadlifts, a good morning, the hamstring curl machine, a drop lunge, and a glute bridge. So we do all those 6 times, guys. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do some HIIT work. So I can explain what this is. We're going to do a Tabata style HIIT work. So it's 20 seconds of work and then you have 10 seconds of recovery. You do this 8 rounds to create 4 minutes of training. You can do this by sprinting, rowing, or cycling. Now you do this at the start, like I said, and the workout after, like I just said, just above here. So HIIT and lower body strength. So you do the 4 minutes, then you do your strength training. Our HIIT is high interval resistance training. So basically what that is, the same thing. We can do it Tabata styles, except the exercises we want to do resistance. So we can do some burpees, we can do some body-based resistance, or we can use a barbell and do some squat to presses or another body weight is like lunge jumps. So we do those on the other days when we're supposed to do our HIIT pre-exercise. Now, our barbell complex is like on the day we're doing our complex is 6 exercises. You want to spend 30 seconds on each exercise, and then what you want to do is you want to do as many reps as possible with good form in the 30 seconds. No rest in between your exercises. You want to rest at 2 minutes at the end of completion of all 6 exercises. So you complete this 4 to 6 times. Do not put the bar down until all the exercises are done. So the exercises for this, you pick up the bar, you do 30 seconds of deadlifts, straight into high pulls, into a squat to press, into your back squats, and into your lunges, back lunges, or reverse lunges, and straight into a bent over row. So this is how to eradicate all of our cellulite. So you might have done some of this before, guys. You probably have, but you might have not have done it all together in a plan that helps get rid of it. Okay, so it's actually, it's not just simple, but it's molded all together to make a complete plan. So over a 12-week period of time, you can actually get rid of cellulite altogether. So what I'm actually going to do for you guys is, because it's not in PDF right now, I'm going to invite everyone into a Facebook group. There is a link just below this video, or just above this video, and you're going to click that link. You're going to go to that Facebook group. You're going to pop in there, and what I'm going to do is, for the first 100 people in the group, like I said, I'm going to give this out for free, so I'm going to add you into the group. The PDF will be in there, and I'm going to work with you, the first 100 people, totally free over the next 12 weeks, because I want to give back, and I'm going to get 100 people to not have cellulite in 12 weeks. So that is it for today, guys. I hope this gives you a bit of an understanding on how to drop cellulite, replay it, basically understand what to do, write some notes, and get it happening, guys. Be one of those first 100 people to get in the group and let me help you get rid of the cellulite. It's very simple, guys. Please, if you can, like the video and also share it, guys. You asked me for this, so because you asked for me for this, I created the video. So please share it for me, because if you share it, then I'll do more videos and I will help you get the results you want. I hope you have a fantastic day. My name's TJ once again from Result Based Training, and I will talk to you soon.